Dak Prescott has been the starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys for 8 years now and has started 7 full seasons. And of those 7 seasons, he has had a top 10 defense in points per game allowed every single year. And out of those 7 years, him and the Cowboys have won the NFC East 4 times and have a total of 5 seasons where they made playoff appearances. But through those 5 playoff years, Dak Prescott has a playoff record of 2-5 and has gone 1-3 in the first round of the playoffs after winning the division with home field advantage. But nevertheless, Dak Prescott is still talked to be and ranked as a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. 2 wins. 2 playoff wins out of 5 seasons making the playoffs and winning the division 4 of those 5 years. Then there's Josh Allen, and people would not only rank Josh Allen as a top 10 quarterback, but usually he's an automatic top 5 for rankings. 5 full seasons as a starter, has made the playoffs every year, but has yet to make a Super Bowl. He's only made 1 conference championship. I know he's a little unlucky because this year his team didn't play very well. Diggs missed the catch against KC. They keep running into KC and losing, and the 13-second comeback. But last year against Miami and Cincy, he flat out was not very good. Now you may be wondering, why am I talking about these random quarterbacks? Dak Prescott, Josh Allen. Well, these are 2 of many quarterbacks that are always ranked higher and talked about higher than Jared Goff. I would say Jared Goff right now is the most underrated quarterback in the NFL. It might be a little crazy to say that, but I think he doesn't get near enough praise for how good he has played over the past 2 seasons. Everywhere you look, people's rankings for the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL or divisional quarterback rankings, Jared Goff is always disrespected. This is one top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL ranking I saw. And of course, Jared Goff's not even on it, but thank God Caleb Williams is, who hasn't played a single snap in the NFL. I'm not just hating on one person's rankings. I have seen tons and tons of rankings. Jared Goff is rarely in the top 10. And this is the most recent ranking I've seen. Jordan Love and Caleb Williams above Jared Goff. Unbelievable. Now, I'm not saying that Jared Goff is better than the 2 quarterbacks I mentioned previously. For Josh Allen, he's extremely athletic, has a great arm, really strong run game. It is interesting, though, to compare the 2. But for Dak Prescott, you cannot tell me that Dak Prescott is better than Jared Goff. And if you asked, I bet you 100 people, I bet you majority, probably 80% would probably tell you Dak Prescott's better. I already showed you Prescott's stats, and both of them have 7 full seasons as a starter, so pretty comparable. Look at Jared Goff's playoff resume. Has made it to a Super Bowl and another conference championship after winning 2 playoff games for an overall 5-4 playoff record. And he did this while transferring teams, going to a team that was rebuilding, and without a top 10 defense in points per game allowed every single year. To me, Jared Goff, 100% better than Dak Prescott. I feel like there's not even an argument to be made there. Another quarterback that's always ranked in the top 10, always ranked way above Jared Goff, is Jalen Hurts. And honestly, if we're talking about right now who's the better quarterback, it's Jared Goff. Obviously, both of these quarterbacks still have a lot of time left in their career, especially Jalen Hurts. But I don't see why people are ranking Jalen Hurts so high above Jared Goff when last year he played terrible. And in the playoffs against Tampa, it looked like he didn't even want to be there. However, Jalen Hurts did have a phenomenal 2022 postseason and regular season and a damn near perfect Super Bowl performance. But I think it's interesting. A lot of people don't realize how close the comparison really is. I feel like if you ask somebody who's better, Hurts or Goff, instantly they'd say Hurts without a doubt. Another quarterback is Lamar Jackson. For the regular season, Lamar clears. 2 MVPs, does it on the ground, did it in the air all during last season. But I've yet to see Lamar Jackson win 2 playoff games in the same season. And Jared Goff has done that twice with 2 separate teams. Make the excuses you want, it's unlucky that Zay Flowers dropped the ball. But the Baltimore defense held Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs to 0 points in the 3rd and 4th quarter. 0 second half points. 0. I also see Tua ranked ahead of Goff all the time. I think Goff is a lot better. Tua just played his first playoff game. I know it was cold, but he was terrible. He was awful. And I know he was going up against really good defense. But Tua, I think he's a bit overrated. But we'll see. A lot of these quarterbacks, it's kind of hard to compare them because some of them are still really young in their career. Joe Burrow ahead of Goff. I think Joe Burrow's better. I think it's fine. Last season wasn't the best for Burrow, but he was injured. I truly think the Lions and Goff are going to win the Super Bowl next year, and then I'll be really excited to see everybody's rankings because Goff, his resume, he'd definitely be up there if the Lions win the Super Bowl next year, and I think they will. But for now, I think Burrow is better than Goff. When ranking the NFC North quarterbacks, putting Love above Goff, I just can't see it. He just played his first season. I know he threw for a ton of touchdowns, a ton of yards, won a playoff game, but when it came down to the wire against San Fran, he didn't clutch, and I wasn't expecting him to. I honestly think you really can't compare him. Just wait for Jordan Love to play a few more years. And Brock Purdy, I like Goff more than Brock Purdy. However, Brock Purdy does have the running ability, and it's probably just my Lions fandom bias. But I would say Goff has just as many big wins as Brock Purdy has, and Brock Purdy also has Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, Ayuk, Kittle, and one of the best offensive minds in football. You could say the same for Goff, but those weapons are definitely better than St. Brown, Monty, and Gibbs. I would rather have the Lions offense, but I think there's no doubt that Christian McCaffrey is the best running back in the NFL. Jared Goff has also really improved over the last 2 seasons. We remember last year when he didn't throw an interception for the last 9 games of the season. Over the last 2 years, 59 touchdowns to 19 interceptions, 9,000 yards, averaging 4,500 a season, and a 66.2% completion rate. It's not a coincidence that Amon-Ra St. Brown is one of the best wide receivers in the NFL right now, or that Sam Laporta was the best rookie tight end last year, because they have a great quarterback throwing him the ball. So why is Jared Goff always ranked low on people's rankings of NFL quarterbacks? Well, to me, I think the biggest reason is that he's improved a lot over the last few years, and people just haven't noticed it and aren't familiar with his game. Additionally, he's not the most flashy quarterback. He's not going to escape the pocket all the time and make a throw on the run. He doesn't scramble. A lot of time he goes games without running the ball once. And a lot of people make the mistake of looking at someone like Lamar Jackson making a 50-yard run, or Justin Herbert, who throws the ball really far, and correlate that to them being they can throw the ball far or run really far, they must be a great quarterback. And that's not always the case. Jared Goff has protected the football. He's not making bad turnovers. He also is finding his wide receivers consistently downfield, whether it's 5 yards or 30 yards, and gets the offense in a great rhythm. Some of the throws he was making to Josh Reynolds, St. Brown during the playoffs were phenomenal. And everyone likes to say Goff has a weak arm and there's no deep ball, but we saw the throws to Jameson Williams. Just wait until next year when they're doing that all the time. I really think they will. I see no reason why Jared Goff shouldn't be in everybody's top 10 quarterbacks. At least top 10. I would probably put him a bit higher. A lot of people have CJ Stroud at 3 or 4 in their top 10. We saw how he played against that Baltimore defense. When the Lions played the Ravens during the regular season, Jared Goff struggled against that defense as well. Why is CJ Stroud ranked so highly when Jared Goff had 3 amazing playoff performances? He's also a great leader. Team loves him. Just wait. Jared Goff and the Lions are winning the Super Bowl next year. Put some respect on Jared Goff's name.